Yep. Yeah, all kinds of if statements in there, probably too many.
If can't jump.
Yep. Gotta be able to jump. So yeah, so we got that. Is attack playing? Oh, I had to do that. You see that 101 to 106 there? That was so that when you attack, no matter whether you're moving fast or slow, the speed scale is right.
Oh.
Because remember how we made it so the speed of the animation changes if you're going slower.
Oh yeah, so you just kept it at one.
Right, because when I did the attack, if you weren't moving very fast, it was very slow. It was weird. But
Yeah.
that fixes it.
I mean, it's not a lot of code. Yeah, it's a lot of ifs, but it's pretty cool.
It could be worse, I guess. Oh, the function dash and the function coyote time. I learned my lesson with the wait timers. I had all of that stuff within physics process delta, and when I had that wait timer for it was the coyote time is the one where I realized it because it was a little longer. I actually started at that with like 2 seconds just to see if it worked instead of 0.1 second, and because it was within the physics process, as soon as I walked off a ledge, everything would freeze for 2 seconds. It's because it was stopping the entire physics process.
So that the timer could run.
Right.
Or...
So yeah. So it yielded. That's what the yield does. In retrospect, it was like, oh yeah, of course it would do that, but I hadn't really thought about it. I just assumed the rest of the physics process would still be running, but of course it wouldn't because it's linear. It goes from top to bottom. So if you make them their own functions, those loop on their own. Even if those are paused, it doesn't matter. The rest of the physics process keeps going.
Yeah, and all coyote time is really doing is like changing this variable, right?
Yep. It makes it so that when you step off of a ledge, it waits 0.1 second until it stops you from jumping. You get an extra tenth of a second to be able to jump after you walk off a ledge.
Okay. If can jump equals 1 dash ready. Okay, so if you hit jump, you can't jump again.
Right.
What that means?
Yep.
Which covers the coyote time stuff. Yep.
Right. Yeah, so that way, as soon as you jump, it turns off the ability to jump. But then I don't know where it is, but there's somewhere. The is on floor. No, it's not there. Somewhere there's an if is on floor that turns can jump to 1, I think. Although I don't know where. Or is it part of the coyote time? Oh, it is. Okay.
If not on floor and can jump.
Well, the first part though is if it's on floor, it flips it to 1. If you jump, it turns it off, and then if you were on the floor but you're not anymore, it waits 0.1 seconds and then turns it off.
Nice.
Yeah, it works pretty good. Let's see it.
I don't have my controller hooked up right now, but.
Oh, you don't?
I'm keyboarding.
All right. Yeah. No promises then. I actually didn't really test it with the keyboard.
Which is fine. It doesn't have to feel great with the keyboard. But I tried a second ago and I was able to get up there.
Nice.
Go over here, right?
Yeah. If you use the run button, it shouldn't be much of an issue.
What's it? Run is.
It's just probably not great with a keyboard. That's all.
A is run. Okay.
And then do the dash. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of buttons to push.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, it's got to be a controller game, but we can redo the buttons on the keyboard.
Yeah.
And if you attack the guys, it gives you food.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed that. If you go beat those guys up.
Nice.
So that's like the eating motion, right?
Mm-hmm. Originally I was thinking that you wouldn't have an attack button
Yeah.
necessarily.
Oh, it's just
And
like
you would just like
auto
you
eat.
would like walk into a yeah, because then you could get like accidental eating. Like
Right.
but
Well, either way, like we know how to do that now.
yeah, and they're like if we do pick up items, we might be able to attack with those.
Right.
So yeah, I like it.
Yeah. Or yeah, maybe there's an item that allows you to attack without eating
Yeah, yep, definitely.
or something. This area was just I wanted some room to be able to jump around and like feel the physics.
You like really get propelled. It feels great. Like
Yeah.
I like the little fire
Yep.
blast.
And I don't know if you can tell, but it has almost like a little charge up. Like you go backwards for a fifth of a second, not or something. It's like an incredibly small amount of time. You actually just kind of go backwards and then forward. It's like a boop boop. If you change that .05, where was it? Yeah, the dash. So yeah, X out. See the .05 right there? Yep. Change that to like a .3 or something. See what it looks like. And then play it. Your dash will like you'll kind of go backwards a little and then forwards.
Ooh.
Like a wind up.
Yeah, I like it.
So I don't know. I ended up putting it pretty low. I think like a subtle is probably better than a.
Yeah, it feels a little bit too much now.
Right, but it's kind of fun to be able to play with it. And it's a real simple thing. I just said go backwards that much and then wait this much and then go forward. That was it. And I'm thinking if we even want to dash, I don't even know what we're going to end up with, but if we do, if the animation had a little of a wind up to it, it would like communicate it better.
I think it would feel really good. Yeah, I was even thinking like the dash in general like would feel a lot better even without the wind up to have like something happening with the animation.
Yeah,
it looks great though.
Instead of just walking.
Got you.
Yeah, 2 for 1. So
Like
I don't know if the way that I don't know if the way I did the attack was like the best way or not. But it was fun to try and solve. Like I put a area 2D in front of the guy. Like if you look at his actual sprite or whatever, you'll see that there's another. If you zoom in on him, see that area 2D box in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just what I did. I just connected that to. Like it's automatically off, I think. I forget how I did that, but there's a.
So anything in that area will get attacked if the attack is playing, basically.
Yeah. So it took me a little bit of back and forth, like, having it not work correctly and then getting it, but so when you hit the button, it activates that area 2D or something. I can't remember exactly how I did that. And then it has a signal on it that if something's in it, an on attack body entered or something, whatever it is, then it sends it out and then it does the whole thing. But having it turned off was like the secret sauce I didn't realize to start with. But that's what I think solved all the problems, if I remember right.
What is body Q free?
So that deletes the skeleton.
Oh, okay.
So Q free means get rid of the node, and body it just gets the name of whatever is colliding.
Nice. So yeah, so you could put in a skeleton animation and then body Q free, and it's gone.
Yeah.
Get tree, get root, get node main fullness. What the hell is fullness?
So that's the meter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fullness.
Which, again, when we restart this, like when we start from scratch or whatever we decide to do for the real one, I want to move that fullness to a global variable. You know how you can like do the preload? I didn't know about that.
Yeah, so multiple things can hit it.
Yeah, we should have a node in that global thing that just like holds variables that we want to be able to like hold over.
Is the global thing in the project settings?
I think so, and you have to go to like the auto load, And right now we don't have anything. I just have it as in the main node, which also is not awful because you can just go to get root and it's fine.
True.
So main, yeah, the code there, that has fullness.
Digestion.
Yeah.
I like the variable names.
Digestion is a 0.1. Yeah, so I hopefully you didn't mind. I overwrote a bunch of your code for the bar just to be able to do it this way.
I implemented the bar very well. Like I started with a tutorial and
Yeah.
then I like went off on a tangent kind of
Okay.
just to make it work. So
And it certainly worked. It was just that I already had all this other code for eating the food, and I was like, all right, well, I don't know. I didn't delete it. I commented it out. So if we ever do want to go back and get what you had, we can too.
I like that. And I also like all the like putting in like comments for every section.
Yeah.
That really helps.
Some of those I do, some of them are default, but
Yeah.
yeah, look at 122. Working on attack animation. Not sure this did anything. I think it did. I think I ended up solving that, and it does matter.
On it to animated sprite animation finished.
So what I did there was I didn't want you to be able to hit attack over and over and just be like never get through the animation.
Mm-hmm.
So I set is attack playing to make it so you can't attack. You know?
Yeah.
And then I said at the end of the animation, that's what that one did. There's a signal that says like, hey, when the animation's done, activate this signal. And then I said, okay, now make it so that you can attack again. So like
That's cool.
you have to get to the end of the attack.
I like that too because it allows the attack to still happen when you're doing other things.
Yep. And flipping that the thing that bothers me, and I looked up something because it wasn't working, and I was like, why isn't this working? And I looked it up, and I guess Godot just has weird nonsense with this, but the scale.x for a kinematic body, like you can't just flip it. It like freaks out. You can do it for like the sprite, but I was like, I want to flip the entire thing because like I want the attack to turn. I want the flames behind them to turn, and it doesn't. It just like freaks out, and I was like, what am I doing wrong? And I looked it up, and it's just like, this is not recommended. It's buggy or something. And I was like, oh, that sucks. But I ended up getting the blue flame to turn depending on where you are, like what direction you're looking. But it was weird. I had to like set the placement and then also the scale of the sprite and then turn it to off. That was fun to do. Like I feel like I've got a decent handle on how to add little animated effects now because of that.
Just had a thought. Do you want to because I do feel like it's a little the screen, like the area that you're in,
Yep.
feels a little claustrophobic.
I
in a way.
100% agree.
But I don't know about expanding it or like zooming out, which we could potentially do. But I was wondering if like you held the down button, if it would move the camera or
Oh, like Mario World?
yeah, look up, look down
That'd be
type
neat.
thing.
I think I would like our guy to be smaller on the screen.
Yeah.
And if that just means he's a little less detailed, maybe that's fine. Or, I mean, we can increase the resolution. I don't know that we want to get too far though, because I don't know how to animate. I don't know how to draw, so I want to keep it simple. I think.
Yeah, I was playing around with creating like a guy, like a pixel art guy, and
Yeah.
pixel art's tough too.
Right.
mean, granted, like, it's tough either way. I think
Yeah.
for different reasons.
Agreed.
All right, so if I go back to main, one thing I wanted to just check really quick. So under player, no, not player.
Player was like the old one, I think.
Yeah. So we do have a position. We have a Y position on the
Camera?
camera.
I wonder if that was a mistake. I wonder if I dragged it by accident slightly.
I'm just curious, like, probably should have done something more drastic.
Oh, like, is it always a little ahead of you, sort of?
Well, I wanna see like more above you, right? Like,
Yeah.
'cause below you doesn't matter as much,
Oh,
right?
I see what you're saying. Like, put him in the bottom third. Ooh, go the other direction. Do like
Oh
negative
yeah,
80
yeah.
or something. Too much.
But
He's
but that's
gone.
the idea.
He's gone. Like 50 or something? I don't know. 40?
40.
Yeah. Oh man, you're
Yeah,
right. I didn't even think about that. That already feels. I mean, it's too much, but it feels
a
better.
little too much. Yeah. But like I think it is a little bit of a balance. I think it's that and like
Yeah.
you said, maybe increasing the pixel count a little bit.
Now, I would. Yeah, I would. You know what? If we play some Spelunky, we should look at how the camera works because I want it to start like this, but then when you jump up, like I feel like now I can't see enough. I don't know. Maybe it's okay. I want to think about that. I'm not sure.
Yeah, you're right, because yeah, then it's like you're just a chasm. Like you don't know what's below
Yeah,
you.
does it need to be a little more dynamic? Maybe.
And
Um,
and I don't like the smooth like the putting too much smoothing speed. So like maybe we could like come up with a code that would actually like
yeah.
do something a little more dynamic.
Yeah, well, I bet. You know what? We could probably tie it to your Y value in the world. You know, if we're planning to not have levels that are crazy tall, we can have it, be like rubber band a little within a zone, sort of.
So like if you're really high up, it shifts down a little bit, and
Yeah,
if
or
you're
something
really
like
low, it
that.
goes up. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that.
Like if we always know we're only going to be like 3 screens high or something, that wouldn't be very hard, I bet then. Huh.
Let me go back to notes. Where I put the notes? In the warrior. So mm, how do we describe that? So
Just like a, dynamic camera that starts with player in bottom third, but adjusts as they get higher in the frame. I mean, it's a lot of words, but I was just thinking, I wonder if we can create an object that's invisible, but somehow then that defines the camera bounds. We could like make a garbage object and set it to like get its own parameters of like where it is, like locate itself or something, or send its location to the camera, and the camera uses that as like the upper bounds, and it always is like doing math to be in between them smoothly. There's a way to do that, I bet.
yeah, it probably wouldn't be too crazy. I don't think.
So that for every level we could just place that object at the upper bound, and then the camera just knows where to go.
Yep, and like it doesn't get too close to it.
Yeah.
Like keeps its distance.
Yeah, that's neat. Or yeah, like little, almost like magnets, but like opposite pole though. Like things that like keeps the camera away.
That'd be kind of cool. And like you jump towards the ceiling, and it kind of like goes there, but then it comes back. It's like
Yeah.
I can't get too close.
I bet you there's a way to. I mean, obviously there's a way to do it, but I bet it wouldn't be that hard. Ooh, that's fun. See, this is like the most fun part of this. I think, like coming up with this idea and then trying to logic out how you can make it work is neat.
It's amazing. So like there's so many things to consider.
Yep.
Like it's like it's how far you want to go with it. Like it's just you take so much for granted when especially like just playing a platformer
Yeah.
because they tend to feel kind of samey, but there's like a lot of little nuance to it.
Yeah, like the playbook has been written for them, and people know how to do it now, but we don't. So, so we're figuring it out.
Yeah. Well, and I like the litmus test being does it feel good, as opposed to like
Yeah.
is it close enough to this thing that we had, like that we know,
Right.
This is awesome.
Yeah, something. We're on the move. It does feel a lot better with the controller. Definitely highly recommend. Like I have my 8-bit Doe just plugged in now, and I'm just leaving it here.
Nice.
Feels
You
great.
gotta check that out.
Yeah.
And you gotta check this guy out.
This is your graphic? Oh man, he looks great.
It blurs it in this thing, but
Yeah.
it's all pixely.
What are the yellow things? Are those his arms? What is that?
Yeah, they're supposed to be claws.
Okay.
Let me open it in. Yeah, I had it in GIMP. I don't know if GIMP is the best thing for sprite animations.
I'm sure probably not the best, but it should work, right?
Yeah, you do it through layers.
Right.
Basically.
I'm sure it's okay. Oh, look at him.
Look at it.
Look at this guy. Yeah, the bad thing is you can't preview it, right?
Yeah, you can't just like do a slider and see if it's smooth. You have
There's-
to like export it. And take
There's
a look
got to
at it.
be some free pixel animation software, right?
That's what I was thinking. But yeah.
It certainly seems. I mean, just a quick Google looks like. Yep. Piskel, Piskel, free. Well, it's online. Free online editor for animated sprites and pixel art.
It's cool.
Oh, it has an offline version as well. Yeah, Piskel. And it looks like it does a little animation too. Yeah, this looks great.
Ah.
Add frame. Yeah, and it has the animation running on the top right. You can put an onion skin. This is great. The button, yeah, the onion right there is the onion skin. Right where your mouse is. There it is.
Okay. How
That's
do you
good.
play it? I don't see the animation playing.
Right where your mouse was, it's playing it. On the top right. It's just very small.
Oh, I see. It's super small.
For whatever reason, I'm not totally sure why that is, but
Whoa. There we go.
yeah, this is cool.
And you can. This is an awesome. Like just on mine, it's great.
Yeah,
Like, that's really cool. You have a little preview.
that's unbelievable. You can pop it out.
You can change the frames per second. This is everything you need,
This is pretty good. And you can download it. It does have a downloadable one.
and it's free.
So yeah, I think so. Yeah, offline version. You just gotta go to downloads. Yeah, that's great. That'd be nice. That way we don't have to like sign in, I assume.
Yeah. Might as well get it now, I guess. Oh, it's Google Drive.
They're definitely an open source, like free thing.
Totally scan it for viruses.
Oh yeah, and this looks like it might be shutting down. We gotta download this.
I just downloaded it.
It says accounts can no longer be accessed since January 1st, 2022. You can export until January 31st, 2022. Oh, it's over. So I guess you have to, maybe, well, whatever. We'll just download it.
Cool. Copy. I guess I'll just put it on Google Drive. It's super small.
Sweet. Oh, that way we can just edit right from there.
Yeah, right? I mean,
Okay.
everything's portable.
Yeah, and then you can save. We'll save all the art right to that or whatever. I don't know, but at least it'll all be together.
Yeah. And to be honest, Google Drive is just fine for this too. Like I kind of like how I can just like jump into your version.
Yeah, I just never figured out the Git stuff. I honestly didn't spend enough time to learn how to use it. Probably.
I think it's overkill. You know, for what we're doing because
Yeah.
we're almost never working on it at the same time anyway.
Right.
And even if we were, like, I don't know, if we had like two versions and then we just, I don't know.
Yeah, I hear you. And I guess as long as we're not working on the same file at the same time too, it doesn't like you could just drag. Well, at some point, if I'm like working on an enemy and you're working on the guy, as long as we didn't touch each other's, you could just drag it in, right?
Yeah. Well, and there's a certain level of version control in Drive, right? Like you could always recall like an old version of that file if something breaks.
You know what I saw too is that Godot 4 is coming out at some point soon.
Yeah, I saw that as well.
We should see when that's going to be. Do you want to check real quick? Because if it's in like a month, and if it's going to break compatibility, like we keep playing with it, but maybe that's where we do the final one.
Well, yeah, and to your point, like, I mean, this is like our sandbox,
Mm-hmm.
but when we go to like re-implement, we should probably wait for 4, right?
I mean, unless it's going to be like November, because then whatever.
Look at this.
Oh, nice. So yeah, what's their window? Do they have anything about when they're going to release?
It didn't say it specifically. It just said 2022.
What is that?
It's like fabric effects or
Scripting?
something. Yeah, what is this? A recent study.
You can now reap the benefits of first-class function. Oh, I lost it.
Sorry. Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, Lambda's new properties. The await and super keywords. All right. New annotations. I wonder what that means. I mean, I don't know that we're gonna take advantage of anything that's new, but
Like there's like stability improvements and that kind of stuff too, which is good. All right, what is it saying for schedule though? Didn't really. More updates to come.
all right.
I think they're not committing.
So maybe don't stress about it. Like keep going. If we're ready to start working on it and we don't see it's on what is it, Alpha 1? That seems like we have some time.
And I can't imagine like anything we do is going to get seriously broken because we're doing a lot of 2D stuff. I'm sure they're like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, plus again, yeah, Alpha 1. That makes me feel like there's going to be another Alpha, and that's not even a beta.
Yeah.
So they've got, I would say, at least like 3 months, right?
Beta release. Oh.
It's just a definition of beta.
Wikipedia.
This will likely be breaking changes between release and the first beta release. All right. Well, so it does say you can port existing projects, though. So
That's good.
either way, maybe we'll be all right. Like you said, we're not pushing the engine.
Yeah. The level of complication shouldn't be that
No.
crazy where everything will break. Like maybe certain things. Like I know they said when this version of Godot came out, some of the signal stuff was like wonky.
Okay.
But technically, you don't even need to use signals.
There's a way to like code them instead, isn't there?
Yeah, well, and like similar to what we were doing with like the trees, the node trees.
Right.
You could just reference nodes that way as opposed to using the signal.
Yeah. I read some best practice stuff that the guy was saying if you're going down the tree, you should use get node, and if you're going up the tree, you should signal. And I don't know that in my brain I really understand why those are different. But okay.
I guess down the tree is probably pretty straightforward.
Or maybe I have it opposite. Maybe
automatically.
If it's opposite, maybe I understand it. But I've been doing the other way. Because like it's easy to say get root, so like that's easy. Whereas I think that what they were saying is if you move a node, the get node thing breaks. Because it doesn't know where it is, whereas signal doesn't break.
So if you're always getting root, you're always going to get a root.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and so maybe I have it backwards. But for example, the Was it Skelly? Remember how it used to be like a kinematic body 2D and then Skelly was a node under it?
Oh yeah.
So I moved it so that Skelly is the root node now. So there is no kinematic body 2D root node.
Yep.
So, and it actually wasn't bad. I think I had to fix one like referential get node thing or something, and that was it. Oh no, it was the attack. The attack broke because I said check if the object was kinematic body 2D because that's what it was called.
Okay.
But then that's when I switched it to check if it's in the group Skelly. I don't know where that is now, but
the warrior.
Yeah, in the warrior. So see how it says check if it's in the group Skelly, but we could change that to like enemy or so, whatever we want it to be, and then every enemy we put it in the group enemy, and then the guy can eat them. Mm-hmm. But he won't be able to eat the wall, So.
Well, and we won't free the wall.
Yes, which would be bad.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool though.
It's like a bonus mode.
There's like a mechanic.
Yeah. We could do that too. It could be time limited. I feel like we could do so many things. Like I'm starting to understand it enough that like I know how to do most of this now, which is great. We're in a good spot.
We could have like NPC type things, like just like environmental things that you can eat.
Yeah.
And like clear the path for yourself or something.
Yeah. Or you get like like almost like a Pac-Man style power up and you can eat the walls or something. Or like certain types of walls, then you can consume them. So if you take a certain route, you get that thing and now you can eat the other way and you get a secret passage or I don't know. A lot of options that way.
So many options. It's great. I like how like it's all like opening up, Yeah,
and I think we have no idea what's fun yet. I think one of the next things we should do is make it so that if you're not eating, you die or something. Whatever the consequence we were thinking of. Either that like you slow down and so that a projectile is more likely to hit you, or you just die automatically, or whatever it is. We should do that soon.
Like a one hit, once your belly's like empty, a one hit is death or something like that, as opposed to just like you're like racing the clock and then you're dead. I don't know.
We should do that soon and then make like a little obstacle course and see if it's fun.
Good point.
Because I don't even know what like that idea of eating the walls. Like, is that like I don't even know if that's fun yet.
That's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's one of our next steps is to get it functioning as like a thing you can, try to accomplish. Like have a goal. In my project folder, I have a like README or an updates file. By the way, a text file. I don't know if you've checked it out. Yeah, in main game. So it's changelog. No. It's a GDoc?
I guess so.
Do you have text files defaulted to Google Docs?
No.
Interesting. It must be something to do with how you've synced it from Google, because mine is a .txt.
Yeah, they like converted it to a GDoc.
Interesting. I mean, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's fine, but
yeah. So by day I've been.
Oh, that's cool.
Just like jotting what I've done or what I've tried to do.
Didn't attempt it. I like that too.
Carryable. And some of that stuff I've done since then, I think. But at the time, I didn't know how to do it. This made me think of... I have real vague memories of this. Do you remember like John Carmack's .plan file from like the 1990s?
Yes. I do remember that.
I mean, it wasn't this, but it was... He used to type in like a text document, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Like stuff he was going to do with the engine for like Quake. And didn't they like all have one? Didn't like, I mean, I don't remember who the other guys are, but it wasn't like Romero, right? But like, didn't those guys? Yeah, look at this shit. Look at this.
I don't fix it. I make a note of it. Some things get noted many times before they get fixed.
Look at faster swimming speed. I love that. Jib death.
And that's probably better to centralize it, because I started putting it into the code, and I think it just makes it messy. Probably.
Yeah, I don't know. It's up to you. I just wanted to have something to, and then I started just copying and pasting it and sending it to you in Discord, just so you could see what I did. But having one spot, honestly, I think it might be kind of fun for the blog later too. Like, kind of put that up there as we go. .plan archive.
Just comments on it though. All right. It's cool stuff.
Yeah, it's not bad. Getting there.
It's funny, like, because of how the camera is zooming, like nothing lines up in this view.
Oh yeah.
Like, it was all trial and error to get it to fit in the camera.
Oh right. Oh, that is funny.
But I guess it's really because of where the player's starting and how the camera is. Because, like, if you put the camera, like, where it was supposed to be, like, over here, I think it might be fine. I don't know.
I don't know.
No. Yeah, no, it's because of the zoom.
Huh.
Right? Use the camera. I have zoom on there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But just half each. Yeah, I haven't done much with any of that stuff. You know what I should do, and I didn't, was where it says the keyboard and the controller controls. I should make those dynamic so that if we ever change the buttons, it just automatically changes. Oh, look how small he is.
Yeah, this is normal size.
Oh, really? He's so
Yep.
little.
Like, without the zoom. So
That-
basically, yeah, it zooms, like, in twice as much as what.
I didn't realize that. Huh.
Can I undo that?
It was 0.5s, right? Yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
Interesting. Huh.
Yeah, and so what I did, I think when I set up this project,
Yeah.
like back in the beginning, if you look at the, where's the, yeah, so I increased the resolution, and then
Okay.
I zoomed in.
Huh.
So it still looks low res, but there's more,
Right.
potentially going on, I guess.
Huh. That's neat. You know what, this was from watching that video I think I shared with you, but did you see the weird thing you have to do to be able to import sprites and have them still look good as pixels? Did you see that?
Yes,
Like,
I
and
was
make them
doing
not
that.
make it not fuzzy.
I was doing it for these warrior, like for all these sprites.
So you had to do that special thing.
You do the re-import, or
Yeah.
Import as,
Yes. Import
yeah.
as like 2D pixel or something like that. Yeah.
Yep.
I thought that was very weird. I wish I could just set it default always that way.
Yeah, because it also then it stores all these modification or import files for each sprite.
Oh,
It
really?
seems kinda-
Oh, yes, I
seems
saw
kinda
that. Almost like sound SFKs or whatever, right? Like the
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it doesn't even show them here. Like, it's smart enough to know, oh, they're not here. But if you look at the
folder.
yeah, they're there.
Yeah. .import. Yeah, that seems messy.
Because then if you look at the PNG, yeah, it is all fuzzy. At least in this, well, at least in photos. Like if I open this,
it's probably a photo viewer issue though, right?
I think so.
Edit with Paint 3D.
Yeah,
there you go.
Looks fine.
Much better.
Pretty good sprite. I like that guy.
Yeah, he's not bad. He reminds me of what was that game? The something EP, Sword and something. You know what I'm talking about? Shit. It's from a while ago, and it's the Sword and something, and it was an EP, even though I don't know that it was really musical. Sword and something EP. What was it called? No. Sword and Sorcery. I never finished it, but it was a pretty... Oh wait, it's not Sword and Sorcery, is it?
Or maybe there's multiple things called
It was spelled Sworcery? The whole time? SWOR?
I know what you're talking about. I played this a little bit.
Yeah. I never noticed that it was SWORCE.
I don't think I noticed that either.
No. I mean, the font is like ridiculous.
Yeah, I like this art style. Was cool.
Now that I'm looking at it, it's not really that similar, but for some reason it reminded me of it.
There might have been a character you meet that has a beard, and it kind of looks like that guy. But yeah, everything's really small. Like there's like no face, basically.
Yeah, and like the thin limbs. I think the guy that we have currently has like sticks for legs, right? Mm-hmm. So maybe that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah, little sticks.
It's got a striking look, that game. It's pretty cool.
Believe.
All right, I'm gonna grab another beer. You want to play some Spelunky?
Yeah, man, definitely. Yeah, I'm gonna go grab a beer too.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah.